Once your part is all set up and ready to go with its pockets, profiles, you have your list of toolpaths down here, you're now ready to export this in a way that we can take it over to our CNC router, our FabBot, and run it. So first things first, I would likely take and do a file and save the VCarve file. Because if there is anything wrong with your file, it's a lot easier to come back to VCarve and make changes versus go and start over again. There's sometimes where going and starting over again would make a lot of sense, but in most cases, we probably just want to go ahead and make some changes, make some edits, maybe change a depth, something like that. So definitely save your VCarve file. And then when it's time, you're going to want to also save your .cnc file. Okay. So again, we've got our toolpaths. We've checked our stuff along the way. There's a few last double checks that we'll do. But basically right here where we see a tool and little save icon, it says save toolpath. You're going to click the save toolpath icon. And if it isn't already, most of the time it's on selected toolpath, we want to say visible toolpaths to one file. Okay, we want all of this to go down into one file. So we'll then say machine, make sure it says FabBot, and that we're using the ATC profile. Because again, if we're using the FabBot has an automatic tool changer. And even if we're going to use the same tool for the whole process, in order for it to go pick up that tool, you have to use the ATC post processor with this machine. Okay, so that needs to happen for sure. Now, when we say visible toolpaths to one file, what you'll do is you'll come down here to toolpaths, and if you check the box next to toolpaths, it'll check all of them. So then you'll see your red and blue lines appear for what the file is going to do as far as your red lines when it's moving without cutting, and your blue lines moving while cutting. The other thing you need to check is over here in your toolpaths. So pocket 1 is all done with end mill 1/8 of an inch, and then you see in brackets before the name of it is a 4. Okay, that is the tool location. So double check again your tool locations, otherwise it will screw up your project because it will use the wrong tool. Okay, it's going to use, by doing this, it's going to use whatever tool is in position number 4, and it's going to use it as though it was an 1/8 inch cutter. All right, so make sure it's correct. Okay, my profile is done with the 1/4 inch. That's right. Got that stuff selected. I've got it check marked. I'm now able to go ahead and click Save Toolpath. And at this point, I am going to give it a name. I've already saved this out as front NUMB for front numbered. So I'm not going to actually click Save this time, but you would actually, and make sure you know where you're saving it. Because after you save it, I'm going to click Cancel, but you would click Save. Really, you don't see anything happens. You know, the machine file is actually a fairly small size file. But what would happen after this is you need to get a flash drive from your teacher. You'll move a copy of the .cnc file onto the flash drive, and you'll take it over to the machine that is attached, or the computer that is attached to our FabBot machine to run your part.